And I'm gonna have to do something about this wetback motherfucker Maria Parafin, this highest self of the tarot reader who I got a reading from by it's San Miguel Archangel, and it's located at 8704 Broadway by 87 in Broadway in Los Angeles in South Central. The husband there. But anyways, with that being said, last night I had a dream that she, I saw during the day that she was stealing a lot of my timelines, taking them and all of that, and bearing Samity along with them roach spirits and my ancestors, my father especially, going back to the August 22nd, 2022 timeline here. Trying their best to put everything back together. With that being said, I'm going to say this right now: when your timelines get stolen, that spells death. And I'm also going to say this as well. I noticed that, I heard that I got taken out of my body. And I'm going to say this: I had like a large scar on the back of my body, which I no longer feel. So something happened, and I've had that happen before when I've been removed from my spirit and astral body. You can see 694 hertz, 695 hertz to see. In conjunction as well, I'm going to say this right now: when I felt and seen my timelines, they make a squiggly, meaning astral plane. And if you're in the physical, they'll be straight. Now, with that being said, this wetback bitch, it's hard to get rid of her. She's like an ooze that permeates you. And she's stolen a bunch of my timelines already. With that being said, she was about to take a timeline, an entity attachment that's very important to connecting you to your timeline. And when she did that, I noticed that the building changed and all of that. Something changed. The building changed. It altered. And I was with a big old fat white dude. With that being said, I saw Kemet. My ancestors, my Egyptian ancestors, Kemetian ancestors. I can show you a picture of Nefertiti's shadow appearing in place of mine going back to 2011 or 2012. My Kemetian ancestors, Egyptian ancestors, instantly took me in, and I saw Anubis and Ra. And I'm going to say this as well: they talk shit on they talk shit on Afrocentrics. I ain't no Afrocentric, but I love my people. You know, but I know about my past lives. One of them I was Vietnamese, another one I was white. I got raped and murdered during the Vietnam War, and that shit always, you know, there was something about Vietnamese, Vietnam War movies that always got to me, but the war intrigued me. Another one, you know, this is where I like right there. Another one, I was white, Swedish settler in Oklahoma, you know, so it's diverse. I'm all the different aspects of whatever I was in them past lives, you know, I embody them. With that being said, when my Kemetian ancestors took me in, I saw on a post saying African and then Egypt right there. I saw this in the vision. It was extreme. It was not extreme but dramatic. You know, like in your face, you know, there was no denying it. That's our ancestor, the Kemet. I'm gonna say this as well. From what I understand, she keeps trying to pull me out of my body, and she's almost pulled me into the spirit world if I'm not in that motherfucker already, as I described before with my timelines, with part of it being in the astral plane, probably more than that. Now, so with that being said, they took me in for protection. And I had my Igbo ancestors, one of whom was an Ifa priest, who she took a lot of power from, this Maria Parafin. You know, you can use 694 hertz, 695 hertz to see what's going on. You know, I'm going to say this right now. They took a lot of shit. They took a lot of her stuff. They took a lot of his stuff, excuse me. A lot of his spiritual powers and all of that. I'm just going to say this. This is an evil motherfucking wetbag bitch. This is the most evil shit. From what I understand, she got a bulbous nose. She don't like black. Feeling mutual, motherfucker. Feeling mutual. Trump 2024. That's why I wear that shirt and that MAGA hat proudly. And that's the most ruthless shit to do, to make a sport out of killing some fucking body, because you see that they don't have much in the way of spiritual protection, you know. I love them roach spirits dearly. They try to help as much as they can, and they try to go against their nature, but the consciousness are wide open, the spiritual attacks. But they've been helping as much as they can. And I had a child spirit guide for a while that wasn't exactly, you know, powerful, but would try her best. And I have my dad, going back to that August the 22nd, 2022 timeline. She's done sacrificed him. I saw Illuminati, killed him, took my mom as soul consciousness, which then roach spirits helped to reattach to her. Tried to use her through her soul consciousness to fuck with me. Making entity attachments of her and my thought and all of that, and using that to attack me. She does something where when you try to find her, she'll have you going around in circles. You got to use 115 hertz to break it. It's something about when something goes into a circle. I don't want to say Rubik's Cube, but there's a more technical name for it, where you have something that's spinning around that throws you off your path and all of that, and you can't see what's going on. Like a whirlwind. She makes like a whirlwind. So we've been trying to bust that every time we try to get our shit back. She'll spin around in the whirlwind and confuse us, bring about confusion. So, you know, with that being said, my Egyptian ancestors, my Igbo ancestors are starting to come in, and I was shown, you know, all of the evil shit, something about giving my, because I have an entity attachment of Nefertiti that's supposed to help, you know, help me out spiritually. That was given over to Zendaya to take my power as a Hecate or some shit like that, you know. So I just believe in dropping all the facts and telling everything that's going on. You know, it's a lot of energy vampiring, but I'm going to say this, the worst of it is that Maria Parafin, that's the motherfucker that's got to go. You know, it's you know, I saw the entity attachment that they have for Hecate of me, where they got like a, whatchamacallit of crowns, a crown with that, I don't want to say looks like thorns, but looks like the ray of sun or some shit like that. And they tried, you know, I also saw my name by half or something, but they've been making me a sacrifice, from what I understand, for that Zendaya in that timeline, going back to August 22nd, 2022. You know, from what I understand, her mother is a dark, dark, dark witch in that timeline. She made a deal with the people who initially sacrificed me to steal a lot of my shit. And she went to, you know, this Ingrid Heiber and all of that. You know, I'm a big believer in telling the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. And gave a lot of my powers, you know, unconsensually to this fucking person, and made a deal with him to make me a sacrifice. From what I understand, she's supposed to be worth $300 million, got a black card from the Illuminati or some shit in that timeline, and worth a lot of money. And has been using me to become the next Hecate or some old shit like that. You know, that's the big thing. I don't like being turned into a sack. I'm not going to tolerate that shit. That's why I'm going to keep putting shit out there on blast. 694, 695 hertz. You know, you can see her mama wearing a Baphomet ring here. Connections to the Baphomet. I got a Baphomet ring my own damn self that represents the primordial darkness with Satan and Zenu, whose name also goes by Lamb, like Lamb of God and all of that. I think he has something to do with the demiurge. And in Kemet, they talk about seeing them beings, and there's actually a lady named Katesh, something, communications or something, talked about it. She's in contact with the Ashtar command, and she's talked about dealing with them. And I've called on them myself. Anyways, with that being said, they've spoken I keep seeing people sleeping at the wheel. I feel like I'm all the way out into the spirit plane. But anyways, with that being said, I I don't like the idea. You know, it's like I was supposed to get great blessings in 2016 materially, and not spiritually. I'm supposed to go down and I ain't tolerating that shit. Go down as a sacrifice. And now I got this wetback bitch. When I've heard her highest self speak, she says, I want her to stay dead, which means something happened on May the 1st, 2024, and I got all this evil shit and all these energy vampires and all these evil motherfuckers on me. Like I said, I got an Alessandro Zamora, Alessandro Orozco, but I know it's a German woman that's involved in Ingrid Heiberg. And her husband is supposed to look like George Jefferson, but a white, half Mexican version. He half Mexican, but he don't look it. I've seen him in the astral plane. Look like a regular white dude. With the whatchamacallit, but the main thing, you know, they were working with her too. But the main thing to go after is that woman, you know, and get rid of her so I can be able to, you know, like I said, I don't feel like I'm in the physical plane. And I feel like, you know, on a couple of occasions, you know, it's like after August 22nd, 2022, I had a lot of shit, curses like patches and all of that placed on my body. The next day I woke up, my body didn't feel that heavy anymore. So, you know, I know something happened. In addition, a level-headed Indian shopkeeper told me at the liquor store I would always frequent that he got a call from somebody sounding like me, sounding like somebody talking through static, which is a sign of a ghost. I feel that wetback bitch putting all sorts of entity attachments on me right now, that Maria Parafin. And in conjunction, I'm going to say something else. From what I understand, my soul consciousness is still there, going back to that August 22nd, 2022 timeline at the manor that I'm about to show y'all. Saying I'm going to try to use my third eye as best as I can. Like I say, I don't like being made a fucking sacrifice and being used up by motherfuckers that I never approved of this. I never consented to this shit. That's why I'm big on having my ancestors put in the work. I don't want Barry's family to do shit because he was the first one to curse me and set it up for all this shit in a way. But it was more his higher self from what I understand. He would try to block it. But that's why I want my ancestors, my father Napoleon Williams Jr., Linda Williams, I'm putting my card there because I need the spiritual help. I'm not gonna lie, you know, it's confusing trying to get your shit back. They'll be like this morning I was about to use 142 hertz to get my shit back, and then because these motherfuckers have access to your entity attachments, Maria Parafin and them, they'll use it against you. I was told they'll use it against you, you're gonna lose that timeline and all this other shit. Again, use 694 hertz, 695 hertz to see. So with that being said, let me go ahead and use my third eye to see what's going to happen. Now I gotta get this evil ass shit off of me. This shit likes playing with your fucking head in part, but it's serious with that Maria Parafin. That bitch is trying to kill me. You know, anytime you got a motherfucker taking your soul consciousness and all of that, that's somebody that's trying to kill your ass. That's an evil bean ass bitch. You know, when I first put that fucking place on blast at 8704 Broadway, she started stealing my soul consciousness again. I had them roach spirits as well as my ancestors, my father, and all of that repaired and put it back. So let me go ahead and try to use my third eye. I see a lot of oh wow, man, that's kind of weird that happened. It got blurry all of a sudden. I've actually had that happen during this curse. My eye all of a sudden get blurry and I can't remove it. You're going to get a lot of help, but make sure it's not coming from the wrong source. I'm just going to say that. So anyways, with that being said, let's go ahead and throw these cards. That's why I went to that fucking bitch to begin with. And when people try to come for her in the astral plane, from what I understand, she keeps throwing them off, you know, using entity attachments of mind to do that. So anyways, let me go ahead and throw these cards and try to get this bitch off. I got Judgment in reverse. Fucking with my consciousness as I speak. You know, I saw my dad going back to that timeline, the big head of his with roaches all in him, you know, trying to keep him alive. I don't know. You know, saying, help me, Raven, help me, all cut up in the face. You know, from what I understand, she sold them to the Illuminati as a sacrifice, her and my mother, and have them, you know, stuck in either her consciousness or his consciousness. Got a Gita's 425 Broadway. So I have them getting cut up. And I saw Jay-Z's consciousness as well. Try to get rid of this wetback bitch, because she's one of the fucking worst. This motherfucker is going straight for the jugular and wants me completely dead. A lot of them motherfuckers, I'm gonna say this right now, you know, I'm just gonna put it out there on blast on Front Street. They come from evil spirits. Quetzalcoatl in them. I'm just calling shit as it is. Quetzalcoatl is their demiurge, who was a reptilian, human-eating dragon, sacrificing dragon. Those motherfuckers be doing dark shit. I even had a Guatemalan come, you know, and start, hopefully something ain't controlling my ass, you know, and was talking about Mexican putting something on him, but then he did some dark shit too, where he inadvertently spit on me, and I felt like a spirit made him do that. That's why I don't, you know, they were the ones, the Mayan gods, most of them are nature spirits, were the ones to cleanse the Aztecs and all of them. Olmecs, I believe, as well. I got to get clarity on what the Olmecs were. I heard organic robotoids. I also heard, what did they call them? African pygmies. I also got that. So anyways, in the obstacle position, we got the Ten of Pentacles. And I feel that there's a disconnect between you and connection to, I'm just going to say, everything that you're supposed to get. Everything that's supposed to mean you. So right here, in the present position, we got the Page of Pentacles. I feel like it's more in reverse. I feel like you have something that's trying to block the way for you to get all the stuff that you want. And I feel like you're in the process of getting your shit together. But so right here we got Judgment, and I feel you're going to pass something with flying colors. Take advice, but be discerning, and, you know, follow your intuition. So right here we got Justice in the subconscious position, and I feel like you're looking for a major wrong to be righted, to get out of a situation. So right here we got, yeah, I wanted to say, that's another thing about this beanbag bitch. I feel like, you know, every now and then I feel like she's opening up the back of my spine. I feel like she's opening the back of the of my spine so that my soul could come out. I was trying to say that. So right here we got the Four of Cups, and I feel like something is telling you to become a lot more proactive, but still be discerning and listen. When things are critical, like especially for me. Page of Cups, the energy that circumvents all around you is joy and happiness, and to some degree it could be to your expense, but it also means people see something good coming. Here we got the King of Cups, and I feel that's your fears and your hopes card, and you have somebody that's going to be very, very deceiving, but also kind of well-meaning as well, that's going to bring you great joy, you know, something back to you. It's going to bring great joy. So right here for the outcome, we got the Page of Wands, and I feel that you're going to have something, a surprise, come for you that's going to help you out greatly. So with that being said, if you want a more personalized Tarot Tarot reading, please contact me at ravenbytarot22@yahoo.com. Peace, and pray for me. That's all I can say. And pray for my family, Napoleon Williams. Yeah, this shit keeps this shit keeps turning off because I'm out in the rain. But with that being said, pray for me and my family, Napoleon Williams Jr., Linda Williams, my brothers Carrie Williams, Christian Williams, and Brian Williams, because I'm going to say this right now. I keep hearing that I'm in the astral, the spirit plane. And when I called on my father for help, all I got was a roach attachment. You know, that means that you're not connected to them and they're not in a really, really good place. Because, you know, you have roach attachments and entity attachments that connects to your family. And if all you getting is a roach attachment, that means you ain't connected to them. And again, they're not in a good place. So that wetback bitch did something to them going back to May the 1st, 2024. That's why I say I need all of y'all prayers and, you know, help. Thank y'all.